I want to say good morning, Mr. Fuse ODG.
How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. It's been a minute, bro.
Yeah, nah, it's been a while still, man. I know.
We were talking about your big mansion.
The ODG mansion. Yeah, it's a vibe. You should come Ghana.
Can I come?
This is your official invitation to come to Ghana. Everybody's been there but you.
Yeah, man.
You know, but yeah, end of this year you should come. We're doing another festival, Tina Festival again, so you should definitely come. Document some of the things that's happening, man, because yo, it was a vibe this year.
Yeah, run down like some of the people who was performing this year.
Man, the Tina Fest this year, what I really love about Tina Fest is the fact that it's just, that kind of show doesn't happen in Africa. You know, the show where you have a Fuse ODG, Skepta, Steph London, Lethal Bizzle, Koja Fun, Sneakbo, all these people, because usually, you know, we'd be performing in Ayanapa or Malia or Mallorca or something like that, but to take it to the motherland, it was special. It was something very unique about it, and of course the people of Ghana never seen anything like that, and of course everybody was in Ghana as well, so it was just an amazing moment, all of us being there and putting on a world-class show in Africa. And not just that, the artists felt really inspired, like they all wanted to get land, so I was just talking to them about investing in Africa, because we can actually own lands and have our own buildings and do the same thing that these guys have done in Ibiza. We can build the same kind of structure, so when people come, they're going to our clubs, they're going to our schools, they're going to our restaurants. Do you understand? So that's the kind of energy that this whole festival carries. Whenever I bring these artists down, I talk about the business side of things as well, because it's going to be crazy. Years from now, a lot of people are going to be coming to Ghana, a lot of people are going to be coming to countries in Africa, but we need to own, you know, the places that they go to. So it was very fun, but at the same time it was very inspirational.
Even like developing or buying land back home, like, was that always a vision for you from, like, I won't say from day one, but not many people who have the resources still go and invest in their country?
Yeah, no, it's always been in my vision to want to own something in Africa, because whenever I'm there, I'm seeing other, you know, people who aren't from Africa. I'm seeing non-Africans owning lands and owning buildings and, you know, assets in Africa. But we, as a people who originate from Africa, we don't think about, you know, owning lands and businesses in Africa, because the Chinese people are there, you know, the Lebanese people are there, you know, the Europeans are there. So why are we not there? You know, we need to be there. We need to be owning hotels, restaurants and clubs and schools, and we need to be providing for the lifestyle, because these people are there, they're definitely seeing opportunities. Why aren't we seeing opportunities? And I feel like it's because we haven't developed enough love for the motherland to pay attention. Right now we're being ignorant to the opportunities over there. But when people like, you know, Bizzle, Skepta, when they come, you know, because they've been coming, they're now thinking with their business cap on, you know. So someone like Skepta, he's, you know, he's got his land in Nigeria, he's about to get some in Ghana, you know, all these conversations that happen in Bizzle's already started building, you know, he's built a house in Ghana already. So it's like, unless we travel and we go and see and we develop a love for the motherland, we'll miss out on all these opportunities that's there, you know. So I'm waiting for you.
Bro, I'm on it, man. I'm on it. But you know, I remember there was a time when you did a show, it was a while ago, it was at Village Underground. It was
Was it Under the Bridge?
Under the Bridge.
Yeah, Chelsea.
I was there. I remember looking at the audience.
Yeah.
And it was like 85%. No, it was probably like 95% Oyibo people there.
Yeah.
And I was like, how's this guy got all of these people saying, you know,
yeah, this is New Africa, and then singing.
Yeah, and they're singing it. But then the other thing that further impressed me about you is that your mission statement, you've carried it through beyond music.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Like,
yeah.
And that's what's become more impressive, because some people say they stand for something, but I think over the last few years we've really been able to see you really just like separate yourself from almost your peers and actually what you stand for. But what was the trigger for you to actually really take it further than just music?
I mean, this is New Africa. It was about showcasing Africa in a new light us telling our own story, because over the years, from the past 400 years, our story has been told for us, you know, and we've never really made noise about it. As why are they telling our story for us? All we did was complain. So This Is New Africa was about, okay, they're saying Africa is all about poverty and kids dying and famine and war-torn, you know, countries. Why aren't we creating our own narrative? So This Is New Africa was about showcasing that Africa that I know, the Africa that you know. If you've ever been to Africa, you know it's a vibe, you know it's a place where you can go on holiday. It's not a place that needs charity like that. You know, so that's what This Is New Africa was about, you know, changing that perception. And then as I traveled through Africa and seeing opportunities and me sharing it with the world and saying that you can invest here, you can do this, you know, I got to learn a lot. And to me, we've always had a vision to want to put, you know, take action and turn the vision into a reality. So right now, people are proud to be African. There's so many people are proud to be African in comparison to how it was years ago. You know, everybody's on this Afro wave, and you know, so many big artists are now being inspired by Africa and African music, Afro beats. So what are we using this energy for? We need to turn into a reality. So we know that, you know, we're changing mentalities. We now need to use this mentality to create a reality. So that's what New African Nation is about. So everything that we're doing now is just building now. Yeah, we've always had in our vision to turn, you know, the love for Africa and changing people's mentality into a reality. And that's what New African Nation is about. It's about building. So we're now saying, okay, cool, they've been telling our stories for us. It's time for us to tell our own stories. We now need our own documentaries. We need our own films. We need our own books. We need our own, even dolls. We have dolls, you know, African dolls that it's based on historical African women from the past. So these kids are now learning about their history. They're learning that they can be royalty. They're learning that they're from a background where they can be powerful, they can be leaders. We're building our own school. So we're building a school in Akosombo. We've done the primary school, we're now doing a secondary school. Again, that's going to help us tell our own story, because the education that we had, the history taught us that we were slaves. But it was more than that. We came from a royalty background. We need to be teaching our young people a syllabus that's from a self-love perspective, so they can understand we don't always have to be learning about Shakespeare and Hitler, and you know, we should be learning about our people, you know, because if you don't know yourself, then how are you gonna improve yourself? If you what's his name, Marcus Garvey said that people without its knowledge and his history is like a tree without no roots, kind of thing. So we need to know what our roots are in order to know how to nurture it and get the right fruits. Do you get it? So with all of these actions that we're doing, from the festival to the schools, to the clothing, to the dolls, to doing our own documentaries and our own films, we're going to be planting self-love seeds and planting knowledge in these, you know, roots. So in the future, we're able to get a nation of powerful people who know who they are. They fight for what they believe in, kind of thing. So definitely we've had, you know, we've had this vision where we know we're planting self-love seeds, and these people who love themselves now will now gather in places where they can have conversations, because like-minded people, and that's how they spend time with each other. They can build trust with each other, and with this trust they can start doing business with each other, you know. So definitely it's a mission that's very exciting. It's not going to be simple or easy, but it's a lifestyle for us, you know, and yeah, I'm enjoying the mission.
I mean, it's a lot to carry.
It is. It is, but you know, it's a godly mission, and we have to do what we can. And that's why every time I'm with other artists and other, you know, influencers and move makers, I'm sharing the vision with them, and they're sharing their ideas with me, and we all have to move together, because we really all need to move as a people, you know, in order for this to be effective. Because the other side of it, which was the self-hate that was instilled in us through education, through religion, you know, white Jesus, and you know, they really push their narrative of, you know, white being superior and everything, through for the kids, through the dolls that they were playing with, the movies that we would watch, you know, they know how to push their agenda. Whenever it's a black movie, it tends to be black man who's being criminalized or a black woman over-sexualized. And if it's Africa, they go to this village. You know what I'm saying? They've managed to kind of make us feel inferior. So they had their meetings and they've created their stories. It's now time for us to push our story, you know. So definitely, it needs to be all of us doing it together.
Is there ever like I won't say a fear factor, but there's very few artists that are willing to stand on their blackness or really trying to like change the narrative? Was there ever any point where you was ever told like, look, you're getting a bit too pro?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I do get told that, you know. You can come across as if you know, too aggressive kind of thing, but all I say is that I'm promoting love. That's all I'm doing, promoting love for my people, and I want people to love my continent and where I'm from. So when something is happening, people can get involved in, whether it's positive or negative. Especially on the negative side, you know, if there's you know, like there's something happening in Mozambique right now, but not many people are posting about it. And that's because there's no love for Mozambique. The love for Africa, it's not strong enough for people to be posting about it, especially for Mozambique as at now. But when something happens in Paris, people put out the Eiffel Tower. Something happened in New Zealand, we all put out, you know, we all show love. Pray for New Zealand, pray for London, you know, pray for the US. You know, people put it up. But when it happens for Africa, it gets silent. And it's very sad because we're all human beings. We all should get the same level of love, but we don't. And the reason why we don't is because there's not enough love that's been developed for Africa. But we have to do that. If we don't do that, our people are going to be ignored and we're going to suffer in the future. You know, so definitely it's something that's really life-changing, because I know that if something's happening in Ghana, you know, especially if it's over Christmas, the whole world will know about it because people are going to be there. All eyes are on Ghana. And that's the kind of energy that we need to create for all the countries in Africa.